Wow, we already learned a lot about routing here. We learned about how to set up routes, how to use nested routes, how to pass parameters, how to react to changes to a parameter, how to use query parameters, and much more. There's still some things to come. And I want to start with one nice feature you honestly won't need all the time, but which can be very nice if you do need it. You can not only name your routes, but also your router views. Where would you use that? Now we do have our nice looking header here, like this one. Now let's say we want to attach it at the bottom if we are in the user area. For some reason, we want to have the header on the bottom there. So in our home component, in our app component, I will no longer include the app header like this. Instead, I want to have a second router view where the app header is loaded, though it may be in different positions depending on which route we're visiting. For this, I'll actually replicate this one more time. And now we can give our router views here names like header top, for example, and down there, that could be header bottom. And the middle router view is unnamed. This will be the default router view where everything will be loaded, where we don't assign a specific name explicitly. How do we assign names? Well, in the routes.js file, I can now add a new parameter or a new property here, components. And therefore I will remove component because now we're loading multiple components. Components is an object, and here I do have my default component, which is simply my home component, but I also do have my header top component, header top. And this now refers to this named router view here. So this header top here has to match this name. And this shall be my header, which I first of all have to import. So let me quickly do that to load my header here. And now I'm setting this up to work like this. If I reload the page and I go to home, we see the header here. But if I go to user, it's gone because there I'm not including it yet. We don't see an error here. This is just how it works. And it's not loaded at the bottom. Now for the user, I want to load it at the bottom. So therefore, I will grab this components setup here, add it here for my user route as well. The default now here is of course user. Nested routes still work, but the header bottom shall now be populated with the header. Now this will lead to our header being at the bottom for user-related routes and it being at the top for home-related routes or the other routes. Now, of course, this specific use case doesn't provide the best user experience, but I think you see where this could be useful or where you could use that. Basically, whenever you want to switch your layout around depending on the route you're at, and then named router views make it easy for you to reserve certain spots in your layout, in your code, in your HTML code, to dynamically render pieces of your application there depending on which route you're navigating to.